offering prayers to his first guru, his family guru, that is Yadunandanacharya. He's praying, I offer my obeisances to my Gurudev Yadunandanacharya, who is very near and dear to the original Yadunandan, that is Krishna, Rajendranandan Shyam Sundar. He showered his mercy upon me, and thus I was able to meet with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As you may know from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was the son of a very rich landowner, and he was the only son of two brothers. And he was the only heir to their kingdom. So in no way did they want him to run off and become a renunciate. So even though he tried many times, they stopped him. They had so many guards watching the palace. They even got him a beautiful wife who Srila Gurudev said was the most beautiful girl in Bengal, and she would have won the Miss Universe contest. But still, Raghunath Das Goswami didn't have a second of time to even look at her and acknowledge her existence. But he kept trying to escape. So one of his parents wanted to bind him in some kind of iron shackles so he wouldn't escape. But then the other parents said, if his wife can't bind him, how can shackles bind him? So one morning, knowing the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the desire of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, his family guru, Yadunandanacharya, came to his house very early in the morning when it was still dark and said, my pujari has not showed up to take care of my deity. Please come with me to the house of my pujari and convince him to come back, to stop doing his seva. So the parents were all thinking that, well, he's going with his Gurudev, so no problem, his Gurudev will bring him back. So what happened was, after they got some distance from the house, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami told Yadunandanacharya, you can go home now. I will go to the house of your disciple and tell him to come and do his service. So then Yadunandanacharya went home, and Raghunath Das Goswami went to the disciple, gave the message, and then ran through the forest, even though he wasn't accustomed to walk on his bare feet because he was the son of big zamindar landowner. With his very tender feet, he ran through the forest on his way to Jagannath Puri. And that means many, many, many days of straight walking. Sometimes he would have a little buttermilk, sometimes a little of this or a little of that, but he went sometimes for days without eating. And so then, as you know, finally he reached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who put him in the hand. Well, that's the next verse, actually. And in the purport, Srila Gurudev explains that even though Yadunandanacharya was not his ultimate guru who gave him everything, his ultimate guru was Srila Rupa Goswami, both Srila Sanatana Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami, who he met when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world, and Raghunath Das Goswami was going mad, seeing every atom filled with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. So he decided to go to Vrindavan to end his life there, either by jumping off Govardhan or by jumping into the Jamuna. So even though Yadunandanacharya was his guru in Vaidhi Bhakti, still he helped him to come to the path of Raganuga Bhakti, giving him so much mercy to help him meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then, in the 5th verse, Raghunath Das Goswami is offering obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who pulled me out of the blind well of materialistic family life, gave me the shelter of his lotus feet, and also put me in the hands of Sri Swarup Damodar, who then trained me. So then after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, then he was with who's that? Swarup Damodar Goswami, who also left. Gadadhar Pandit also left. And he just felt like a lost child who then went to Vrindavan in an attempt to end his life. We'll find out what happened in the next verse. So when he's praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Gurudev is explaining that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, who has become Tadatma, or one at heart, with Srimati Radhika, to finally fulfill those 3 desires that Krishna had in relation to Srimati Radhika, which, as hard as he would try, he could not fulfill to its entirety in his form as Krishna. Finally, he had to beg Srimati Radhika for her mood and complexion so that he could taste what she was tasting. Taste her love, taste Krishna as only she relishes, and to taste her happiness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, who is now Tadatma with Srimati Radhika. Not fully. He hasn't become Srimati Radhika. He's still Krishna. And Radhika still has to help him out. She helps him out in the form of Gadadhar, who trains him. She helps him in the form of Rai Ramananda, who trains him in the Rai Ramananda Samvad. Most of you are familiar with that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. She trains him in the Gambhira through her Sakis, Rai Ramananda and Swarup Damodar. So, Gurudev gave the example that suppose somebody's playing somebody else's role on stage, and the person whose role is being played is in the audience. It's not that they lose their existence or they lose their mood that the person who's imitating them got. Just like we pray in our songbook, Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, please give me your mercy and make me like you are, without any desires or anxieties. Make my heart one with yours. That doesn't mean that because we're asking for his mood, and then if we become pure devotees and we get his mood, it doesn't mean he doesn't have his mood anymore. So Mahaprabhu becomes one at heart, or Tadatma, with the mood of Srimati Radhika. And Raghunath Das Goswami is also praying to become one at heart with Srimati Radhika, Tadatma with her, as her maidservant. So he's also praying to become one at heart with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna, who's also one at heart now with Srimati Radhika. So it's I remember Srila Prabhupada said that this is the real science of becoming one with God, not the Mayavad philosophy.